Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here, and today, a once strong castle protects 4 troubled lands. Towns cannot trade, and faraway roads are no longer safe. You are a hero trying to earn glory through battle, fates, layers, and quests. Glory is for 1 to 4 players, plays in about 30 minutes per player, and is published by Hog Publishing. It's on Kickstarter right now, so I'm going to show you how the game works, and I'll see you on the other side. This is a Kickstarter preview, so all the art and components you see here are prototype. They're not final. You want to check the Kickstarter link in the description of this video to see all the final art and components. Now, each player is going to get to choose a hero. The object of the game is to be the first to get to 20 glory, and you're going to be marking this off with a dry erase pen throughout the game. You'll also be using that to track your health and power and things like that, but everyone starts with a certain amount, and you'll have some starting goods, which I'll show you in just a moment, and some special abilities. All of these different heroes have different abilities. And I'm going to just go through a few of these. There's plenty you can see on the Kickstarter page, but for example, here's the Warlock, the Druid, the Adventurer, the Witch, and Golem. Again, check the page to see all of them. And again, each player is going to come with some starting goods. For example, the Knight has the Hero's Sword, which will give them +1 power if they've completed a quest. We're going to talk about power and battles and quests a little bit, but it gives you something, good to start with, and everyone will start with 5 coins. Now here is the board set up, and each player will start next to the castle, and on your turn you're going to be rolling dice and moving around and going to different spots on the board, like the Haven to gather health, or the Lair to see what big bad boss monster's there, or to go to a town and try to complete a quest, or maybe go to here and battle monsters. Now let's say it's our turn and we roll the die and we get a 3, and we have some options. We could go, 1, 2, 3 maybe, or 1, 2, 3 and come to the town, or 1, 2, 3, we'll come here, we could battle. We could actually even go back to the castle, which would stop your turn. We'll get more on that later, but let's say we go 1, 2, 3, and we go here and we're going to have a battle. Now we'll draw a battle card from the battle deck and we will battle it. So let's say we're battling this skeleton. Now we both have strike, power, and health. We'll talk about those. But if I'm able to defeat the skeleton, I will get 2 glory, and we'll mark it here. Remember, the first to 20 wins. Now you'd only get glory if your glory is less than this, and it's less than 9 because we don't have anything. But if we had more than 9 glory, we could battle the skeleton, but if we win, we're not going to get the 2 glory there. So what happens is you'll roll and somebody else will roll for the skeleton. Now we add this number to our strike. So we have 2 plus 1 is 3, they have 6 plus 1 is 7. Now, in this case, this has more than us, the total, so it is going to do damage to us equal to its power. So it has a power of 1, so it's going to do 1 damage to us. And so now we're down 1 health. We only have 4 out of 5 health left. If you ever get to 0, you are out of the game. You're completely eliminated. And since it's always your choice to battle or not when you first see it, or continue to battle after a round of combat, you'll never be eliminated without you choosing to press your luck. Usually you wouldn't consider risking it, through most of the game, but near the end, it's a huge part of what makes Glory exciting, is that some players may decide to push for that extra round if the game will be over in the next couple of turns. So now you'll decide whether you want to keep fighting or not. You can stop the battle, or you can continue to fight. So let's say we decided to continue, and this was rolled. We have a 7 plus 1 is an 8, a 4 plus 1 is a 5. We hit it with our power of 1. They have 2 health, so now the skeleton's down to 1 health. And let's say we decide to fight again. And let's say in this case, we defeat it because we had a strike of 7, they had a strike of 4, and we would have beat it and we would have done another single damage. And so bam, it would have been completed and we would have killed the skeleton. So we would get this 2 glory. And you mark that with your dry erase board just like that. Remember, you're trying to get to 20 to win the game. Also, we look at our special and it says we'll gain +1 strike after fighting 3 battles. Well, we just fought 1 battle, so we'll go like this. And after we fought 3, we'll get an additional strike, for all of our future battles. And there are a ton of monsters in that battle deck, like a beast, a ghoul, ghost, odd fairy, blight elemental, white and purple and green dragons, you name it, stone elementals. And some of them have abilities, like if you lose a strike roll, the battle ends and you lose 1 health. So some of these have different things that go on with them. Now, there's many ways to earn glory. We just saw it from battle, but you could do it through fates and layers and quests. But every time you get 5 glory, You get to draw 2 ability cards and keep one of them, like Patience. You gain 2 coins and 1 glory in 3 turns from now. Or the Lucky Break, discard this card to ignore a lost strike roll. Or maybe Destiny, which allows you to discard to turn any roll into an 8. So when you get these abilities, you use them when you want to use them. Or Amble is you can check this off to take another turn when you land on a blank space on the map, but you discard it after it's been used both times, so you can actually use this. This is a dry erase as well. Now that's important because when you roll, sometimes you might end up in blank spaces. However, you can reduce your health by 1 by marching and going in extra space, and that might be very important because you might not want to land on some of those blank spaces, because if so, then it's the end of your turn, it's the next player's turn. And after you finish your turn, it'll be the next player's turn clockwise, and you continue like this. So let's talk about some of these other different spaces on the board. Now, this Haven is a place that allows you to regain 2 of your health. So you'd get your health back up to your maximum, and you can peek at the closest lair. Now, this lair is going to have a very tough monster in there, but you get to secretly peek at it. For this case, this one has a strike of 1, a health of 5, and if you lose a strike roll, you lose the game. Wow. So what you do is on a future turn, if you end up here, now when you get to one of the ends like this for a layer, you could have overrolled that, but you'll just stop here. And again, you would, if you hadn't looked at this before, you would look at it and you would decide whether you want to fight it or not. Now, if you do beat any layer monster, you'll gain 5 glory. However, if you withdraw against the layer monster at any point, the monster regains all of its health back, and so you might fight it again another time when it has full health. And if you decided, no, this one's too powerful for me, you wouldn't show anybody else, it would just be secret. But of course, we got to peek at this one because of that Haven there. And there is a place on your own player board to make notes, and you can write in what you saw, in which layer, and maybe even its stats, so you can plan to possibly fight it again later in the game. Now there's plenty of different layer monsters, but here's just a small sampling of some of these. The Gold Dragon, Frost Elemental, Skeleton Queen, Aberration, Goblin King. And you can look at some of these. Look at this one. 9 strike, 9 power, 9 health, and you gain 1 glory for seeing this card once per hero. This one is essentially impossible, and it's there to impress people and basically gives you 1 glory for scouting it. Now it's another reason to take notes on layers because you aren't going to fight that one. And some of them have special abilities, like this one is gain 1 strike against this for each 2 fates you've collected, and that brings us to fates. Now if you go to one of these question mark spots, you would draw a fate card and follow the instructions and collect that fate card. Now you would collect one of these, but I have a few here just to show you what these sort of do. Like this one, it's nice to share. You and another player you choose both gain a glory. Or must be a hole in your trousers, you lose a coin. Or maybe what weather, it's raining pixie dust, everyone regains all lost health. So they do different things like that. And some of the fate cards you'll save for later. Like this one says, you may discard a coin, and if you do, you turn this face down at any time and for a +2 bonus on any roll. So some of them you'll save for the right moments. Sometimes you might end up at a town. Again, if you get here, even if you overroll it, you stop there, and you'll draw the underlying quest card. Now you don't reveal it, you'll just look at it here. Now this says, there may be a monster uprising in the north. The council here will pay you handsomely if you scout it out. Visit the 2 northernmost battles and havens. You'll gain 1 less glory and 1 extra coin for completing this quest. And you can also make a note on your board about what this quest entails. Now these 2 most northern battles and havens are right there, so if you're able to visit those, and you came down to this town, you could flip it over and say, I completed this quest. Now normally all quests get you 3 glory and 3 coins. In this case you get 1 less glory, so you get 2 glory, and 1 extra coin, you get 4 coins. Now this would stay face up next to this town here, because another player, this can be done again. Someone else might do this, but if they do it once it's face up and everyone knows what it is, after that player does it, it gets removed from the game for good, and it doesn't not get replaced by any quests. And the second player to complete any quests gets a lesser reward. They only get 1 glory and 2 coins, and since the quest I just mentioned additionally modified the second person's completion, they would have gotten 0 glory and 3 coins for that specific one. Now the last space we haven't talked about is the castle, which stops your movement when you get there, and you can buy face-up goods from the board. Now, you can buy these. There's 5 face-up that you can see, and they have different coin costs, like 5, 1, 2, 3, and 4. They do different things, like +1 strike and power on the first round of every battle for that cap. With a magic map, discard this to move anywhere instead of rolling to move. The Dancing Dagger. When you roll a 3 in battle, you win that round. Charm Bells. Here's another one that you'll actually use your dry erase marker on, is you add +1 to any roll, but you can only do that 3 times. So each time you do that, you cross it off, and after 3 you'll discard it. Or the Hero Shield. You cannot lose more than 2 health in a single round of battle. And you can buy as many of those as you want, and they replace right after you buy them. But again, the whole object of the game is to be the first to score 20 glory. The first one to do that wins the game. And you can actually purchase as many cards as you can afford, and they get replaced as soon as you buy them. But the object of the game, again, is to be the first to get 20 glory. The first one to do that wins the game. But you can also win if you're the last one standing, because everyone else has been eliminated. Well, there you have glory, and as I showed in the overview, you're selecting a hero and balancing strategy and luck to win the most glory. Now, if you'd like to see all the final art and components and all the different pledge levels available, you can click the link below me in the description of this video. Now that's going to take you directly to the Kickstarter project page, and I'm sure that Hog Publishing would love your support.